Okay, hello everybody. We have our whole crew here today. I'm Dr. Danny, owner and chiropractor at ChiroFamily. This is Dr. Rylan, owner and chiropractor also at ChiroFamily. I'm the better half of that situation. And then this is Nicole, owner and pediatric OT for Functional Kids. And today we were going to go over basically how to, if kids have never been adjusted before, or if they're nervous, or if you as a parent are like, my child is never just gonna lay on the table and get adjusted by somebody they don't know. So we wanna go over some tips and tricks and how we adjust and adapt to nervous kiddos. Yeah. So there's lots of ways we can adjust kids. Sometimes if they're little itty bitty babies, we actually just have mom or dad hold them. And there's a lot that we can do, or we can hold them as well. There's a lot that we can do just functionally here. We don't need kids to lay on the table. We are very adaptive at adjusting. They can also lay in our pillows here, so we can have them here on the table. We're adjusting. They can see mom or dad, not too nervous. As they get older, kiddos like to squirm around a lot more. We still, I would say like up to age 2, we still have mom and dad sometimes helping hold.
Yeah, so
or even
when they get to that stranger danger area, we can actually have baby lay on mom or dad and then adjust there. Moms and dads just have to brace, I guess, at their core when we do that. Everything's really light force with kids anyway, so it's not too bad, but sorry.
I can't do my abs. And then I would say that we don't want kids to feel uncomfortable. So if they're more comfortable sitting and playing first, or even if they're playing on the ground, we are still palpating and feeling what needs to be adjusted. And sometimes we can, while they're playing, get them adjusted and they don't even realize what we're doing. We're pretty sneaky.
Yeah.
3 kids of our own, we've kind of learned how to get the adjustments in.
At a certain age, you can actually do a little bit of play with the adjustment.
Yeah, so you can have them bouncing and they think it's a game, but really you're adjusting their back. I would say we do a lot of play. Like if I have kiddos, you'll find me mostly on the floor playing with the kids. I don't expect them to get up on the table. If they want to, that's better for my back, but not necessary. Nicole also has some tips and tricks that I am probably going to start implementing because she works with a lot of kids, behavior issues or on the spectrum or just nervous kiddos in general. So let's hear her tips.
Yeah. So we were kind of talking the other day and I was kind of asking, well, what do you do when kids come in and they're not sure about what you're going to do with them, especially with us working with a lot of kids with autism. So we kind of talked about adapting some ways that they could help with making the kids more comfortable and so that families feel comfortable bringing their kiddos here if they have anxiety about new situations or they're not comfortable with people touching them. And so we talked about, we kind of made some little visual schedules here. So a lot of our kids really benefit from having an idea of what's expected. So kind of starting with showing them the office space, letting them get comfortable, and then we let them know like, okay, first we're gonna do an adjustment on the table, and then you can go jump on the trampoline, take a break, and then come back in. We're gonna do another adjustment, and then you earn a snack. And so it can be a good way to kind of guide them through. Or just doing like, okay, first adjustment, then we can do bubbles. Kind of using that language and some visuals to help with letting the kids know what they can expect and how, and then we talked about too using a timer, a visual timer. So, okay, this is gonna take me 2 minutes and then you can do your playing, or I'm just, setting the timer for how much time they even have to stay in the office can be good. We talked about another option is having some headphones available. So since we're just down the hallway, we have options where these are some cordless headphones where we can play some really calming music for kids or music that they would like while they're in here, just to kind of create a more calming environment for them. Or we talked about how they can have fidgets and be playing obviously while they're doing it, but if they need to be in a certain position and they're anxious and just like having a hard time keeping their hands off of everything, having fidgets or things like that that they can play with while they're in here. And then one more thing that I was thinking of, and we will be creating, is a social story that will have kind of what to expect when they come to the chiropractor. So pictures of our front office space, how they, what happens when they come in, they meet the doctors, and then they come in and they see the room, and then it will include pictures of like the tool, the activator tool that they might use, and kind of create that social story for kids so that you can have it at home for them and read it to them and let them know kind of what to expect ahead of time.
Yeah, I would say our adjustments are all about building trust first and foremost. If your kiddo is not wanting me to touch them at first, then I'm not going to push that adjustment. So if they're not comfortable with it, I'm not going to ruin that relationship by forcing it upon them. We also recommend if your kiddo has like a favorite stuffed animal or a toy dinosaur, let's get your dinosaur adjusted first, and then we go through the process of what we're looking for and explaining it, and we'll use the activator or my hands, and the kiddos can actually help adjust their toy. We spend a lot of time explaining to them or making it fun, or then saying, oh, let's adjust them, and then we'll give them a little tickle, something along the lines of that. It's all about building the comfort, because like I said, I'm not going to be that chiropractor that ruins the relationship and the trust and doing something they don't want me to do. Also, as parents, if you are concerned about, oh, I don't want my child's neck adjusted, that's fine, but let's have that conversation about like what makes you nervous about that. How can we switch up our technique to allow you to be more comfortable with us helping your child's body heal. We will 100% respect your wishes of an area you want adjusted or don't want touched. That is completely up to you. You're the parents, I will respect that, but let's get to the problem, like why do you feel that way? I don't think I had much else. We're pretty fun here, so whether you're coming to see me, whether you're coming to see Nicole and her staff, we have lots of fun, friendly kid things to do. Even if you're an adult coming for an adjustment for us, your kiddos are more than welcome. We have toy kitchens. We have lots of toys in the room. We have Dr. Ryland, who likes to help get the kiddos in trouble.
And we have a really cool play space out in the middle that if the kids need to run off some steam or they're anxious, we have a crawl space for them. So there's lots of areas that we can offer some really good breaks for your kids when they're coming in here, and it's more of a fun environment for kids than feeling like they're going to the doctor's office, or that they're going to, a lot of kids have a fear of that, and that they're going to go in and get hurt because of they're thinking of shots or things like that. So this is a super fun environment. I don't feel like kids even really realize what we are doing to help
doctor's
them
office,
here.
right? No, and another thing I want to touch on is that we do see kiddos right away from birth. I know a lot of people don't know when to first bring their kids into the chiropractor, but I would suggest on the way home from the hospital, just because they just fit through a tiny little hole, or they just had a C-section. Like it's pretty traumatic, birth can be. So bring them in on the way home. If you have questions and want to do a consult first, let's go over that. We'll go over how we adjust babies, and then we see anyone and everyone till adulthood. So anything you want to add?
No.
If kids ask about Ryland's fake leg, he loves it, and he will probably give them a fake story, but don't feel embarrassed when your kid asks that. Like kids are awesome because they just literally lay it out there, and Ryland appreciates the honesty. Okay.
All right, have a good snowy day, everybody. Bye.